Hello friends, my name is Tyler Brownrigg and welcome to the season finale of Hitting the Field main show, and it is a very special episode as we once and for all will try and settle the debate. LeBron versus Jordan. You won't want to miss it, so stick around because the finale starts right now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back, okay? Always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
And we are back. And joining me here, we have on my right, Team LeBron with Jared Fox and Kymani Brown. And on my left, Team Jordan with Ben Huber and Perez. So, how this is going to work. For the first, we will be starting with Team LeBron. Team LeBron will be given 5 minutes to make their case for why LeBron James is the GOAT. I will have a timer. It is a hard 5 minutes. So when your 5 minutes are up, you're done. You can't say any more. That's it. And after those 5 minutes, a member from Team Jordan will come up and cross-examine, so to say. We're doing this a bit like a courtroom. They would do their best to poke holes in the argument, ask questions, bring up things maybe that the other person didn't mention. So to start it off, Kymani, you are starting off giving us our argument for LeBron. So come on up here, and I will start your timer.
Let's go.
All right, your 5 minutes starts right now.
All right, so before we get into this, I want everybody to know that there is no bias here. I am not LeBron to be my favorite player. I am not a Laker fan, a Cavs fan, or a Heat fan. But I'm doing this off of strict love for the game, analysis of the game. And unfortunately, that means LeBron would be the GOAT. And here are plenty of reasons why. So we start off in 2003 when this 18-year-old man comes to the league, play with a bunch of grown folks, right? Comes to the league, he takes all the pressure, he does what he has to do. 2007, real quick with it, goes to a final. Final doesn't go as planned, but he did it at the age of 22, something a lot of older players can't say they did. You know what I'm saying? Not many people can even name 2 other players on that Cavs team, which means he took a team, I don't want to say of lackluster players, but a team of not the most highlighted players and took them to a championship, which he also does again in his career. We'll talk about that later. In 2011 to 2018, that man destroyed the Eastern Conference, making him the greatest Eastern Conference player to ever touch a basketball court. I'm talking about 2011 to 2018 goes back to back to back consecutively. No breaks. Championships in the Eastern Conference Finals every single time. He goes to the All-Star game 20 times. This is year 21. That means the only one he didn't do was his rookie year. They tend not to give it to rookies, but if they did, he was probably going to be in that one too. With that being said, he's going to lead it in all the points in the All-Star games and all that things of that nature. People say LeBron is not a clutch guy. They say he's going to throw the ball at the end of the game. Well, in Game 7, that's as clutch as it gets. And my man, he averages 35, 10 boards. You know what I'm saying? 5.5 assists. For a guy that's not a point guard, and a guy that's not a score-first guy, and a guy that's not a big, it's really hard to do. You know what I'm saying? After that, LeBron James goes against the most impressive scoring and most impressive record-holding team, the Golden State Warriors, in 2016, 73-9. At one point, we thought 72-10 was untouchable because there was a guy in red and blue doing it. But then the Warriors came and they did it. But what LeBron do? He whipped out his belt, spanked him. 3-1, came back, wins the finals MVP again. You know what I'm saying? That's just what my guy does. He scored 40 points against every NBA team in the league. Nobody else has done that. I'm not talking about 30 balls. I'm talking about 40 balls. Every single team. People tend to forget that LeBron, he didn't go 6 for 6. And LeBron doesn't have 6 rings. Well, if the 6 rings makes you the best, why don't we not talk about Scottie Pippen having 6 rings? Because Scottie Pippen definitely does as well. Next, I like to talk about the elephant in the room. The man is the all-time leading scorer. I mean, come on. People thought for the longest Kareem was never going to be touched. That boy LeBron did it with cake. I'm talking about year 21, making it go even further, and he shows no signs of stopping. You feel me? So, he leads the league in first in 20-point games plus in total. Regular season, in the playoffs. He leads the playoffs in steals. And he has the most NBA all-team selections. You know what I'm saying? And that's not an easy task because some people, they come on, they come off. Some people will play and win 3 championships and then take 2 breaks of lackluster baseball and then come back and do it again. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, LeBron, what he does for outside the sport of basketball. The man has a school. Not many people have a school, but the man has a school. Leading youth that are at risk. You know what I'm saying? And then he's also an HBCU sponsor over FAMU down the block. You know what I'm saying? He tricks them out in all types of new gear and all that things of that nature. Both of his sons are expected to make the NBA. LeBron, you did that. Jordan, you didn't. LeBron is also dipped and dabbled in leading and owning franchises. Michael Jordan did do that. He sold it, and the Hornets won nothing. LeBron James is a co-owner of Liverpool. If you know Liverpool, they're one of the premier Premier League teams in European soccer. And they try to make a run. They do what they do. They land big talent, and there's that. LeBron has also reached into the Red Sox bag and being a part of the Red Sox ownership that even involved him being a part of the Pittsburgh Penguins ownership. So what my guy does in the game of basketball, people talk about all the time. The man has played in the league for 21 seasons straight, no breaks. That means if you're a 45-year-old man, a 65-year-old woman, a 21-year-old guy, a 4-year-old girl, you have seen LeBron drop 40 on your favorite player. Not many people can say that about Jordan. I don't know if you would agree with me, but that's something that is not easy to do. And in the great words of bowler Pete Weber, hate me or love me, you'll watch. And that's all you could do. And like LeBron has been doing for 21 years, and it's going to be 22, you're going to witness. And you're going to witness greatness over and over again.
And that is your time, Kymani. Now, Team Jordan, if you would come up to the podium now and give us your cross-examination.
Oh, stay at the podium. Yeah.
You have 4 minutes. Your time starts now.
I'm not going to start by mentioning all of his sponsorships and everything he's bought because that's all unnecessary. But if we're going to talk about stuff he's bought and his influence on other stuff besides the game, everybody wears Jordans. Nobody wears LeBrons because they're ugly. But besides that, LeBron has done his best to be, the best player possible. But Jordan hasn't beat. When you talked about playoffs, you forgot to mention the 2010 playoffs where he magically disappeared. 18 points per game with a plus-minus of minus 36 against an old Dirk Nowitzki and J.J. Barea, the GOAT. There is clearly nothing that LeBron can always do. 4-6, kind of embarrassing. Not for the GOAT, 6-0. And to mention how many Hall of Famers he kept from winning championships, such as Karl Malone, John Stockton, Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing. Who has LeBron faced? Who has LeBron faced that can put the same type of pressure that Jordan has faced throughout all these years? They talk about clutch player. Jordan's the most clutch. Jordan's the most clutch. They talk about consecutive wins and consecutive appearances. Jordan has been doing this for so long. And for LeBron to have so many more years than Jordan has accomplished a lot more in less. To include what he has accomplished, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, more than LeBron. 5 MVPs, more than LeBron. A defensive player of the year, LeBron has none. 10 consecutive scoring titles. LeBron has 1. For a guy to average 40 against everybody, he can never be the best scorer in the league. What is that? Embarrassing. Couldn't be my GOAT. And talking about players that you couldn't mention from the Cavs, he played with Verja and Mo Williams. I remember them. And there were some good rotational guys for you to be talking down on them like that.
That's correct. He's correct. He's correct.
Scottie Pippen averaged 22 points in the finals. LeBron has had 2 players average more than 20, getting more help. Been there 10 times and still needed all this help just to win 4? Come on, do better. Also, Jordan has also beat 20 teams in the playoffs that has had 50 plus or more wins. LeBron's only done that 10 times. He went to the playoffs so many years and not this much success. He needs to do better. And not only including that, LeBron's also not as good of a defender from the Defensive Player of the Year mention, and also the 3 steal leaders that Michael Jordan has as a guard in one of the most defensively powerhouse leagues ever at the time.
All right, Jan, that is your time. Thank you, both of you gentlemen. Great arguments all around, but we still have another segment for Team Jordan to give their full side of the story, so stick around. You won't want to miss it after this commercial break. Brownrigg, I hope you're enjoying watching whatever show it is that's playing right now here on Hitting the Field Network. And if you're interested in more of our shows or want to know more about the one you're currently watching, don't worry, I'm here to tell you. Our week starts off on Mondays with HTF Bets, hosted by the Bets Boys, Andrew Montana, Ezra Hines, and Giovanni St. Cyrin. You can catch that show live Mondays at noon for all things betting in sports. I highly recommend it. And then you can follow it off on Tuesday with The Combine, hosted by the illustrious Ty Patton. If you're in for a more laid-back, kind of podcast-style show, a lot more casual, that is definitely the show for you. Maybe you'll catch some Ty Squared action with me on there. Wednesdays every week, you'll be able to catch the vlog, learn about what's going on behind the scenes here in the studio at Hitting the Field, get to know more about us, especially the people behind the camera, who they are and what we do to make these shows every week. And on Thursdays, live at noon, you can watch the main show with me as your host every Thursday, where we'll be covering all of the major storylines for any sport, be it football, basketball, hockey, soccer, you name it, we'll be talking about it on the main show. And then Friday, you can watch Nighttime with your hosts, Matty Glass and Patrick Previty, for all things college sports, especially with a focus on UCF sports and maybe the ones you haven't heard about so often, like tennis or women's track and field. It can be anything college on Nighttime. And if you're interested in joining Hitting the Field and you're a UCF student, DM us on any of our social medias at Hitting the Field, and also give us a follow on all those, and subscribe to this channel if you want to catch more of our content. But enjoy the rest of your show. As always, I'm Tyler Brownrigg, and I'll be seeing you on Main Show. And we are back, and it is now time to hear from Team Jordan's side of this debate and hear their full argument. Giving the argument for Team Jordan, Ben Huber, so come on up to the podium. As before, you will have 5 minutes to give your argument. It is a hard 5 minutes. And your time starts right now.
All right. When you see the LeBron arguments, the first thing you're going to think of is that 6-0 finals record. Of course, that's what you're going to think about. It's pure dominance from Team Jordan here. I mean, you have the 6-0 finals record. He put up 30.1 points per game in his career. He had 2.3 steals per game, the better defensive player, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, 11 All-NBA selections. And, I mean, this guy was pulling off moves that we've never seen before in the league. I mean, he was pulling off, like, the first, like, switching hands in the air. No one's ever seen that before. And he was beating, like, guys that were just defensive guys and doing it with ease. I mean, we never seen anything like that before. LeBron, of course, he's athletic, but Jordan was on another level. He was the best athlete, dare I say, ever in any sport. I might have to. And I mean, Jordan, he had the one defensive player of the year, which LeBron never had. I mean, come on, he doesn't have that. And the 3-time steal leader shows his defensive masterclass. He's got the 102.7 defensive rating, 9-time all-defensive team, 6.2 rebounds per game in his career, always dominating on defense, which, I mean, LeBron obviously is a great defender. I'm not going to deny that. But Jordan just has that leg up. He's just a little better. And the main thing when you talk about Jordan, he has so many more awards than LeBron. 37 total awards, which include the 10-time scoring title. He also has the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which LeBron doesn't have that, does he? I didn't think so. And he also is a 2-time slam dunk winner. So he also has that. led the Bulls to a 72-10 record, and led the league in scoring for 10 seasons. And he has an awesome mansion. I mean, can't beat that. And let's also take it back to the most important game in both of their careers, the Space Jam game. All right, Jordan, 22 for 22 from the field. LeBron was 4 for 5. He got carried by Bugs Bunny and Tasmanian Devil. I don't think Jordan got carried. He dunked from the half-court line, for God's sakes. I mean, this guy is just inhuman. He's not real. When he goes to the Looney Tunes world, he's a different guy. He's just playing on a whole nother level. But we talk about all that fun stuff. But I mean, he was always dominating. He went against guys like John Stockton, Karl Malone, and none of those guys got a chance to win. When he gave him a chance when he retired, you know, played baseball for a few years just for fun to kind of fill out his resume, and then he decided, yeah, maybe I'll come back, win a few more, and that he did. See, LeBron was always giving it his all. Jordan was out there having fun. He was still dominating.
All right, Ben, that is your time. Great argument there. And now, Jared, come up to the podium, join Ben, and give your rebuttal for Team LeBron.
Put that to rest, dog.
You have 4 minutes. Your time starts right now.
All right, before I start my counter argument, I'd like to remind the audience that MJ won his titles in an era where 6 expansion teams were added to the NBA, therefore diluting the overall quality of the NBA. And it's funny you mentioned the 1990s because right before the 90s, Michael Jordan lost 3 straight playoffs to Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons from 87 to 90, excuse me. In 1998, when MJ won his 6th title, which was his last one, there were 6 teams under 20 wins in the NBA. That means that 20% of the NBA teams lost over 60 games. This equates to MJ just walking to the NBA Finals. When MJ left Chicago, you'd assume they'd be pretty horrible, right? You know, he's the GOAT, right? They're probably going to be pretty bad. No, they had 57 games for MJ's last season. The very next season, 55. So they lost 2 more. Lost 2 more games. LeBron's last year on the Cavs, 61 wins. The very next season, 19 wins for the Cavs. 42 less wins compared to 2 for Jordan. Now, the year MJ won DPOY, the Bulls lost in the 2nd round to the Pistons team led by Isaiah Thomas, a player that wasn't allowed to play for Team USA in the Olympics because MJ was salty about those 3 losses back to back to back, right? MJ was a 3-time steals leader. That's real cute. Who has the most steals in playoff history? Do you know? Oh, it's LeBron. Who's second? Oh, Scottie Pippen. Huh. Funny how that works. The guy that played with Michael Jordan actually has more than Michael Jordan. That's funny. And then, you actually didn't mention the rebounds, so I'll skip that. It's funny you didn't mention the rebounds, though, but I'll include it. 6.2 rebounds per game. LeBron averages 7.5 in his career, so a whole rebound, 0.3 more. And now, you want to talk about 2-time slam dunk winner. That is so crazy, because you know who else won slam dunk winner twice? Mac McClung, the guy in the G League who plays for the Osceola Magic. So this is your GOAT? Mac McClung? You think he's really good, right? Okay. And then he led the Bulls to a then best ever 72-10 record. The key word there is then, because that record has since been broken by the 2016 Golden State Warriors, who went 73-9 in the regular season, made it all the way to the NBA Finals. Needing only 1 more game to hoist the trophy, they were up 3-1. Game 5 is here. Let's cook LeBron, right? No. For the very first time in NBA history, a 3-1 lead was blown by yours truly, LeBron James. What else to say, man? The king represents the king. That's all I have to say. I don't need the extra minutes. That's all I had to say. That's all I had to say, brother.
That concludes our time here for our main arguments. Thank both of you gentlemen. Great job. Great job to both of you. after this commercial break, we will be giving our closing statements. We'll hear about a 1-minute closing statement from each team before our winner is finally announced, in which they will have a moment to celebrate. And you will see that right after this commercial.
Welcome to HCF Hot Takes. I'm Johnny Jackson. We've got Emily Aaron to my right and Maluka Costa to my left.
Hello and welcome to our segment of Hot Ones. I'm here with Noah Kemper and Grant
Wheeler.
Yep, I knew that. Grant Wheeler.
Listen, I'm a Bulls fan, but I just can't ever argue against LeBron. I watched him my whole life.
I've been going back and forth with this debate for a long time. It's got to be Michael Jordan.
Whatever she wanted. I would wake up in a maid costume for Doja Cat.
Brutal.
Jeffrey Laux, no question.
Richie, I would give it to Richie.
It is not Richie. It is not Richie.
No, it's Jeff.
Richie's pronouns are he, they, because he cannot be him.
What?
Oh, where's that?
I'm gonna have to also agree and say Jeff. He always is spiffy.
It might be Cameron. Cameron's had some good fits.
Out of the women, Norelli always dresses really, really cute.
Oh, that went so awful.
It's basketball.
College football, I think, is the best sport to watch. If you don't like soccer, it's because you suck at it.
I think college football is the best.
Thanks for watching.
And we are back, and it is time for closing statements. We'll go in the same order we did in the earlier segments. So, starting with Team LeBron, your closing statements for why LeBron James is the GOAT.
Closing statements for why LeBron James is the GOAT. Let's start with this. For you to be the greatest of all time, that means nobody's touched your caliber or can be compared to you. And quite frankly, Kobe was a carbon copy of that bald guy. Not gonna lie to you. LeBron, nobody could ever name somebody that'll be like him now, then, or in the future. Another point I'd like to bring up, my man over here said that everybody wears Jordans. Unfortunately, nobody on this set is wearing Jordans, but guess who's wearing LeBrons? Yours truly, which means they couldn't have been too bad because I wore mine and you didn't wear yours. On top of that, I feel like people wanted to mention the 6 rings. Correct. Jordan did win 6 rings, but why did he only win 6? Why didn't he go a 7th or an 8th or a 9th or a 10th? LeBron went to 10. That's hard to do because clearly Jordan couldn't do it. And we're always going to have this and that. I mean, we live in a time where old people are going to be old people, and they're going to chant for the guy that they saw playing. But unfortunately, they'll be in the dirt pretty soon, and LeBron will reign supreme forever.
And that is our closing statement from Team LeBron. Now, Team Jordan, your final thoughts.
All right, you can't deny the greatness of LeBron. Obviously, he's in that conversation, but when you think about the pure dominance in the league and cultural impact, everyone wanted to be like Mike, right? They made 2 movies about it. Come on. But, I think that's why Jordan's the GOAT. He changed the game forever. LeBron, he's a great athlete, but Jordan was different. He revolutionized the game, did things we'd never seen before, and he's the reason why the defense in the NBA is so good right now, because he did moves, and now they had to adapt to it. They had to adapt to it in real time. So I think that's why he's the GOAT.
All right, and that concludes our full arguments. Now, you may be wondering, how are we going to decide a winner, as I did not mention that? Well, we have a person in the studio right now, Anya Gary-Bashvili, assistant producer of HCF Bets. She was our judge. She has been listening this entire time and has now come to a decision, and will announce our winner is, drum roll please. 30 seconds. I need an answer here, people. Come on, don't keep us in suspense. Our winner is Team Jordan. Quite the upset, I think, overall. So you guys can beat it. Our winners, come on up here, celebrate. Congratulations once again. The debate has been settled. Jordan is our GOAT. Give us your thoughts, winners. Celebrate.
Victory feels great, doesn't it?
Victory feels fantastic. They suck. Did not give good enough points. Jordan's the GOAT. That's all I gotta say about that.
I want to say something too.
I would like to say something. Per usual, the government will do what they want to do to protect Michael Jordan's legacy. I like to be known that Anya is from Chicago.
Boom.
Therefore, this was rigged, just like everything else.
Corrupt.
That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. They'll do anything they can to protect the bald guy. Yeah, LeBron has a bald spot, but that bald spot costs more than my rent.
That's right.
All right. Thank you all again. Maybe it was rigged, maybe not. Who knows? But sadly, that is all the time we have for this episode of Hitting the Field main show, our season finale. I hope you all enjoyed watching the season. I enjoyed hosting it. And a quick shout out to our seniors, Maddie Glass, Ezra Hines, and Jared Fox, who's here on this show. We wish you, from all of us here at Hitting the Field, we wish you all great success in your future careers. And next week, catch us live covering the NFL Draft. We'll be co-streaming it live here in the studio all night. Congrats to Team Jordan once again. And as always, I am your host, Tyler Brownrigg, signing off.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.